Hey y'all, it's Mandy, the Sleep Nana, and this is 10 things that I wish I had known and that I feel like you should know before embarking on a weight loss journey. And I feel like these 10 things can cover all the things, whether your approach be VSG, bypass any of the weight loss surgeries, GLP-1, just diet and exercise. I feel like we got you covered with this one. First thing that I feel like you should know, and that I wish I had known or kept in mind, is that in the beginning, you're going to lose more weight, probably more rapidly as well. Because anytime you introduce something new to your body, there's typically going to be some kind of initial reaction. It's probably not fat loss. And it's probably not muscle gain in the first few weeks. It's more than likely water weight. But hey, if you are one of those people like me who is prone to retain water, it still feels good and it gives you that little boost of confidence that you need to keep going anytime you see the scale drop. But it is referred to in the VSG community as the honeymoon phase for a reason. It ain't going to last, okay? Eventually, your weight's going to slow down. You are more than likely going to stall, and it's completely normal. So that's the part that you need to keep in mind, is that you're good. Just keep going. Do what you know you're supposed to do. Keep doing what you know you're supposed to be doing, and your body will kick in, and you'll start to see things improve, drop on the scale, you'll feel better. You'll just all around feel healthier, and you'll know you're making the right moves in the right direction. Also, the more weight that you have to lose, typically you're going to lose weight at a faster rate. And I think that it just boils down to, I'll say this without sounding some type of way, but basically the bigger you are, the harder your body has to work to do all the things, really. And I'll say that from personal experience. Like when I was 260 pounds, my body had to work a lot harder to come up and down the stairs in my house to put a load of laundry away. So, you know, just look at it from that standpoint. The easier that things get for you as you see the drop on the scale, as your muscles get stronger, you'll notice that your joints feel better and all the things, of course. But when your body doesn't have to work as hard to do things, it's not going to burn as much calories. And that's just a natural process. So keep that in mind. Now, that doesn't mean that you should just do nothing once you reach your goal weight. No, you keep doing all the things you know you're supposed to be doing and you should be doing for your overall health. But sometimes it's just good to present your body with new challenges along the way. So keep that in mind. Number 2, have more than one way that you're tracking your progress. Like, don't just rely on your bathroom scale to tell you whether you're doing good or bad, okay? Because that, just your regular old bathroom scale now is what I'm talking about. Not one of these smart scales that tells you all your body mass index and all that. The just regular bathroom scale does not take into account, you know, maybe you're bloated. Maybe you had a little more sodium than usual yesterday, which means you're probably retaining some fluid. Maybe you embarked on a weightlifting journey that you started recently and your muscles are a little inflamed, which again goes back to retaining some water. Just all the things. That scale does not take all of that into consideration. You're building muscle and all that. Did I already say that? Maybe I said that, but you know what I mean. Get you a tape measure. You don't have to have one of those smart fancy tape measures that you click a button and it does what it does and digital and all that, because I feel like sometimes, I mean, technology is great, but sometimes just the basics are what we need to get back to. And they're really inexpensive. You can grab one at your local Walmart, Walgreens, just about anywhere. You can find a tape measure. Do that. Take the pictures. Take the pictures even when you don't feel like taking the pictures, because you'll want to reflect back on those. Like, say 3 months from now, you're having a bad day and you're not really feeling the progress, and you're like, you know, what am I doing this for? Why? Da, da, da. Get your camera out. Get your phone out. Look at the pictures, and you'll be like, ah, girl, that's why we're doing this. Yes, we're doing good. Take the pictures. Number 3 is choose to do things that you know you can stick with, that is sustainable for you in the long run. Because just because Sally down the street can do keto and it's sustainable for her and her lifestyle and her likes and dislikes, don't mean it's going to be okay for you. Like, personally, myself, I like bread. I like a glass of adult beverage occasionally. I like, what else do I like? I don't know. I just like stuff that don't really align with the keto lifestyle. So even though Sally down the street might be able to stick to keto, I know I can't. I know that I'm not going to go 3 years, 5 years, or the rest of my life or whatever without having a bite of bread and worry about taking myself out of ketosis. Or has that changed? Is there something new concerning that to where you don't have to be in ketosis all the time? I don't know, because shit's always changing. Just do and find what is sustainable for you, what works for you, and do that, okay? Don't compare yourself to other people's journey, even if you're doing the same things, because everybody's different. Everybody's metabolism is different. Everybody's body mass and the way that we store weight and all of that is different. You can put 2 women side by side, be the same height, same age, same all the things, and they will wear different size jeans, because maybe, you know, Sally down the street has got some glutes that your girl don't have, okay? Maybe I got a little pot belly that Sally down the street's got abs. But we could still work out together. We can still compare notes together. We can still support each other, and we can still be each other's cheerleaders. So keep in mind that you have an end goal, and what you want to do today is what you can see yourself doing once you reach those goals. It's kind of like, I'll give you a good example. My grandma, when me and my husband got married, piece of advice that she gave many pieces of advice. She was just all the time dropping little nuggets of info. And if you're lucky enough to have your grandparents and your parents around still yet, listen to them, because looking back, they know what they're talking about. But anyway, she said, whatever it is that you do in the beginning to get the man, keep doing it, because that's what you need to do to keep the man. So apply that to your diet. Apply that to your lifestyle. Apply that to your exercise. But now that don't mean that sometimes you ain't going to have to switch it up, because sometimes you might need to switch it up with that man too. But we're not going to go off on that rabbit trail. We're going to keep this family friendly here, okay? There's just no sense in torturing yourself with unrealistic things, okay? Because if it feels like torture, if it feels too hard, we're probably not going to stick with it. Now, that's not to say that you should never challenge yourself to do hard things, because sometimes you need to do that. But I'm just saying, the big picture, it should be lifestyle changes, okay? And if you are not making these changes part of your lifestyle, then every 5 years, every 2 years, every whatever, you're going to be starting another weight loss journey, and you're just going to end up right back where you started each time, and that's not what you want. You want this to be sustainable, lifelong. Not always going to be easy, no matter what people today want you to believe. Sometimes you're going to have to do some hard shit, okay? Number 4, track. Hear me out. Track your food, weigh your food, measure your food, even if it's just in the beginning, because what that's going to do is that's going to kind of train your eyes and your brain to say, okay, that's what a portion size of this thing looks like. And the longer you, let me say this, most people tend to eat the same kinds of foods, okay? So over a period of time, you're going to learn, you know, what a real tablespoon of peanut butter actually looks like. And you're going to remember, oh, okay, so there's roughly 200 calories in that. There's roughly, I don't know if this is right because it's been a while since I ate peanut butter, 18 grams of fat, we'll say. That's probably wrong, or it might be right, I don't know. In that tablespoon of peanut butter, you're going to become familiar with that, and eventually you won't have to track every single thing. And because I am having trouble remembering the number of fat grams in a tablespoon of peanut butter, I'll go on and say sometimes it's good to, even after you've stopped tracking and you don't feel the need to track every day, give yourself a refresher course. Maybe periodically start tracking your food again so that you'll say, oh, okay, this is coming back to me now. That way because sometimes we get off track and we forget things. Just like I just now did because I was stumbling to find my words. So yeah, refresher course is always good periodically. I'll mention this and group it in with tracking because I feel like it kind of falls in line with it. Before you get started, or even if you've already started, it's not too late to go and find out this information. I suggest that you go online and find the calculators that where you calculate how many calories you need per day. You type in your personal information, like your height, your weight, your current weight, your age, and it will tell you your BMI, the BMI calculator. Then you could go on another calculator, or sometimes you can find on the same website multiple calculators. I can't remember what that site is now, but even if you have to go to 2 or 3 different websites, it's fine. You only have to do it, once for now. Once for now. So you really have to do it more than once, but for right now, just do it once. Okay, so just find out all those numbers, like how many calories you need a day, your target BMI to be in the healthy range. Now, that's a broad range on those BMIs for a reason, because again, you've got people that different heights, different, everybody's just different, okay? So it gives you a kind of a broad range. I think my range is like 107 to 145. I mean, that's a big range. So, sis, I'm sure you can find somewhere in the middle of number that makes you happy. So, do that. But I feel like if you don't at least have that information going in, you don't really have an idea of what you're even doing. Like, what numbers should you even be tracking? How many calories should you even eat? How many fat grams do you need? And all the things. You get the information, okay? And apply it to your new lifestyle changes. Number 5. You don't have to be overly restrictive. You don't have to restrict everything all the time. That falls right back into making lifestyle changes. Don't restrict, learn to tweak. For example, what I mean by that is my family loves to have pizza night once a week. I don't think I can indulge in pizza night with them once a week and still reach my goals, okay? Now, that's not to say that I haven't indulged once a week in pizza night. I don't even love pizza, but as soon as I told myself that I couldn't have pizza, guess what I wanted? I wanted the pizza. So what I would do so that I wouldn't feel like I was missing out on pizza night is that I get the little Mission Carb Smart, I think it's called, Carb Balanced tortillas, and I make myself a little pizza on that. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. If you cook more at home, that will help you to not feel so worried about the ingredients, because you don't really know what some of these, especially fast food restaurants, are really putting in your food. Okay, let's be honest. But at least at home, you kind of have more control. Well, not kind of. You have more control over the amount of certain ingredients that go into your food. For example, like sugar, vegetable oil, and all those things. You have control over that, which can benefit you in the end. Another thing you can do is, if you do want to partake in the pizza night, add more volume to your plate with a side salad. You don't have to skip completely out on the pizza every week, all the time. Just eat the salad in conjunction, and I promise you'll find yourself satisfied you won't even feel like you missed out on eating that whole slice of pizza. Maybe even you could train yourself to just feel satisfied on a few bites of the pizza. And that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to remove everything from your life forever. I'll say that. Now, I do think that in the beginning, especially if it's things that you might have trouble saying no to, it might be a good idea to steer clear of those things. Like for me, in the past, that has been like certain fried foods. Trying to think of something. Okay, French fries at a restaurant. I love French fries. Now, I put my French fries in the air fryer, and I can spray them with some olive oil or avocado oil after I get them out, and then sprinkle some Lowry's seasoned salt on them. I don't feel like I'm missing anything, okay? And they do not give me a stomach ache. I can eat French fries out at a restaurant, or most things that I eat out, I end up feeling worse after I eat. So, yeah, just tweak things. You don't have to completely remove things forever. You might have to remove some stuff for a little while, okay? But just tell yourself, this is not forever. This is just until I hit maintenance, and until I can mentally wrap my head around the fact that, okay, just because maybe I want pizza doesn't mean I have to eat 3 slices of pizza, okay? I can get myself to a point to where I'm satisfied if I just maybe cut off a little wedge of the pizza and have that, walk away, and I have, you know, felt like I took care of that craving in a smarter, healthier way as far as my end goals are concerned. Say you enjoy date night once a week with your partner, and you've just started a weight loss journey. Talk with your partner if, you know, certain restaurants or even eating out at all is not falling in line with what you want to do for yourself and your journey. And hopefully your person will be understanding enough to say, okay, let's tweak it this way. Let's cook together at home, or I cook for you one week, you cook for me the next week, and we watch a movie together at home. I have done that. Fresh out of VSG surgery, I couldn't go out to eat. I did it a few times, and I just kind of awkwardly sat there and basically watched everybody else eat. It was a brain F word for me. My husband just didn't realize what that was doing to me mentally because I didn't say it to him. Once I did, he felt guilty because he didn't realize it. But I can't expect him to read my mind, okay? And I can't expect everybody else to live their lives as if they are on this weight loss journey, because they're not. It's my journey. And so I had to voice that to him. And once I did, we found, you know, a place where everybody was happy. If there was a specific food that he wanted, he would go get that as takeout. And very few times did he do that. The few times that he did, it was something that like he had really been wanting all week and tried to not want it all week, but still wanted it all week. And then asked me if it would bother me before he even went and got it. And while he was maybe going to pick up his pizza calzone, I would be home, you know, making myself a tuna salad or something that wasn't going to upset my digestion or my stomach or my mind, and we would eat together and watch a movie together at home. So I didn't have to be sitting in the restaurant feeling awkward because I could only take a few bites and done, and then, you know, everybody else is still sitting there eating and all that. And also when our kids were younger, and we've got 4 kids, so it ain't exactly easy to find a babysitter. Sorry, motorcycle going by. For 4 kids to have a date night every week. And we didn't have a lot of money back then either. 4 kids is expensive, okay? Even back then it was. But we would put our kids to bed earlier than usual or send them to their rooms as they got up to be teenagers and They could be alone in their bedrooms with supervision, of course, like we were in the house, okay? But we would put them to bed early or send them to their bedrooms early, and we would just sit on the couch and watch a movie together. Popcorn and all the things back then. There's ways that you can tweak things and still, you know, have it in your life, but just switch it up a little. Just tweak it. So yeah, there's a will, there's a way. Is that what people say? You know, if you've got the will and you really want this and you're going to do this, you'll find a way to make it happen. Losing weight does not fix everything. That's number 6. And again, these are in no particular order because, I mean, everybody's number 1 can be different. But this was a big one for me. Your goal weight and seeing that goal weight on the scale, or even looking in a mirror and seeing, you know, that you reached your goal aesthetically. Because if that's building muscle, then the scale's probably, yeah, don't go by the scale. But anyway, it does not always equal happy. Now, excuse me, I mean that as an overall thing. I'm not going to say that you won't be happy about the weight loss, but I'm just saying overall happiness. Losing weight don't fix that. You're probably going to always find something that you're not happy about with your body along your weight loss journey. Even after you lose the weight, you're just going to transfer that unhappy to maybe loose skin if you're morbidly obese and you have been for a while. Me, I've lost over 100 pounds. I grew 4 people in this body. There was some loose skin. And before anybody says anything, I could have intermittent fasted from now until the cows come home. And we don't even have no cows. And I would still have that loose skin, okay? In other words, I'd be waiting forever. Because I don't care what cream, what potion, what lotion, what gadget, what laser, whatever anybody tells you to lose. If you are morbidly obese and you have been the majority of your life, like me, I'm saying this because these apply to me. You're 48 years old, you don't have the elasticity, the collagen, and all the things left in your skin that little people still have. You're probably going to have some loose skin, okay? And so you're just going to transfer that unhappy to that part. You're going to always be focused on something to be unhappy about. So I really, really suggest that if you feel like that's going to be you and you're just starting out, go ahead and start doing that shadow work now. Talk with your friends. Talk with your partner. Spend some time alone with yourself. Sometimes we don't even know ourselves when we're, especially as women, and we're so wrapped up into making everybody else happy, we don't even know what would make us happy. So find that out. Nothing wrong with seeking out, you know, some counseling, a therapist. Do whatever you need to do to be happy now. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, you're going to be real disappointed when you see that scale hit whatever your number is in your mind. You're going to wake up and wonder why you don't feel happy. Do the shadow work now. Work on your mindset now. Find and do the things that make you happy now as you're on the journey. Not when you feel like you've arrived, because maybe you're one of those people that you will never feel like you've arrived. There could be a problem within that. It could go either way. Maybe you've got the approach that, there's always room for improvement. I agree with that. But when you feel like you're never going to do it to the extent that it's ever going to be good enough for you, grab your best friend, go to lunch, talk with her, talk with your husband, talk with your wife, talk with your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Just talk to somebody. Because sometimes we don't recognize disordered thinking and disordered habits in ourselves, but a close loved one who really knows us can help us to kind of wrap our heads around some things. So keep that in mind. Hitting your goal weight does not automatically mean you're going to be happy. That number 6 was from personal experience, by the way. Number 7, rely on your dedication and not your motivation. Say that one more time for the people in the back in case you didn't hear me, okay? Don't rely on motivation. Rely on your dedication. You've got to be dedicated to your goal. You cannot go on a whim and a feeling like, oh, I'm not feeling motivated to get up off the couch today, to get off my ass and get shit done, okay? That is not going to get you to your goals, okay? That is not going to get you to your health goals, your weight goals, if that's what you're going by, your aesthetic goals. It's just not going to get you there, okay? Because nobody is all in all the time, okay? When you're not feeling motivated, now I'm not saying that you can't, take advantage of those days when you're feeling motivated. Yeah, do that. I'm talking about the days you don't feel motivated. Remind yourself why. Kind of like visualize yourself, what you want to feel like when you reach your goals, what you want to look like when you reach your goals. And I know that sounds vain, but who don't want to look good, okay? Who don't want to feel good about how they look? I'm not going to leave that off the table, how some of these people are doing and acting like, oh, that shouldn't be your reason. Bitch, it is. I want to look good. I want to feel good, but I want to look good too. I want to feel good about how I look, okay? And I'm not going to say, oh, that's a perk. No, it's my driving factor most days, okay? I'm just being completely honest. You've got to have a plan. Visualize it. Visualize yourself there, and that's what you are going to need to remind yourself of probably more often than not. Finding things to do to keep yourself active can also help with those days that you're not feeling motivated, and tapping into your dedication. Let me say this. There's things that you can do to yourself, maybe, and you're not even really realize it. Some of us are, I know, gluttons for punishment. That's not why we are where we are, or why we ended up, in the more morbidly obese category. Get it? No. But anyway, sarcasm. For example, if you don't love the outdoors, don't try to force yourself to go on a hike as your basic or your first go-to thing for exercise. No, do things that you enjoy doing. Now, that's not to say that you're going to want to do it all the time. No, you still ain't going to want to do it every day. I mean, I love hot wings, but I don't want them every day. I love going out for a swim. That don't mean I want to go out there every day. There's just going to be days that you're not always going to want to do all the things, but just remind yourself that, okay, is me sitting on the couch all day for multiple days in a row because I need to rest? Now, if you're sick, then yeah, rest. If you truly feel like you need a rest day, I'm not saying don't ever take a rest day, or, that it's never good to have a couch day. Sometimes we need that physical and mental reset. Yes, in those cases, do that. But for the majority of the time, you should be finding ways to be active, okay? Now, the biggest part of this journey should always, be your nutrition, because I know you've heard it said that you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. And that is true. But you're not going to help yourself by not exercising. I promise you that. I promise you that exercise is not going to make your journey, less successful, okay? But find things to do that you love doing. Don't do things that necessarily feel more like a chore, because if that's how it feels and that's how you feel towards that thing, you're not going to stick with it, okay? Let me just add back in just to confirm. Rest days are great. Take rest days. Recharge. You have to recharge your body and your mind. That falls in line with self-care. Like, you can't overstress your body all the time and think that it's going to do what you want it to do for you. It just ain't going to happen. Number 8, Also been a big one for me in the past. Don't feel guilty or beat yourself up and throw in the towel because you have one day that you maybe overate or overindulged in something. Maybe it's your birthday and you ate a piece of birthday cake. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to remove all the things all the time. If you find yourself, overeating, overindulging one day, just the next day, just get back on track. Don't let that one day turn into 3 days, and then that 3 days turn into 5, and then before you know it, you're 3 months down the road and you're right back at square one. Don't let it get to that. Just as soon as you have that birthday celebration, or maybe even it's a weekend road trip. I'm not saying don't enjoy things like that. I'm saying get back on track, because you're not going to undo those 3 months that you put in with being on point with your diet and movement and exercising your body. You're not going to undo that in one day, okay? You're just not. It can be a mental struggle. You can undo it real quick in your mind and throw in the towel and say, oh, I can't do this. No, you can't. Just get back on track and keep going, working towards your goals. Again, reminding yourself why you started this to begin with, and let yesterday stay in yesterday. Don't let that, what most people feel like a cheat day or a screw up or whatever, determine the rest of your journey. I don't see it as a screw up. I used to, but now I'm just like, okay, had a little hiccup. I'm just probably not going to eat the leftover birthday cake. It's fine. Moving it along. Keep it moving, girl. Keep it moving. Number 9 kind of goes hand in hand with the number 8, like the guilt thing. Don't overthink this. You don't have to, because when you overthink or you hyper focus on little things, like, oh, well, I ate that 3 bites of birthday cake 2 weeks ago. That's why I'm not lost any more weight. I'm done. I can't do this. No, do not hyper focus on those little hiccups or those little bumps in the road. And don't even like hyper focus and stress out and obsess over every little calorie that you put in your mouth, because that puts more stress on your body, your mind, just everything overall. And when your body's stressed out, it ain't going to work good for you, like I said. I feel like it's good to sit down, devise your plan, put it in a notebook, put it on the notes in your phone, and have your numbers, like your calories, go on those calculators, like I said, and get those numbers, write it down, and that way you don't have to figure out everything on the day-to-day. You could just pull up your little chart that you made for yourself. Plan out an exercise program for yourself, like different things that you want to do. Now, that's not to say that you have to be a stickler and stick to everything, as far as like your plan for workout. Let's say like Wednesday, I plan to go on a 2-mile hike and it's raining. I'm going to be flexible and say, okay, well, we'll scratch that for Wednesday. I'll just do that on Friday. But today, I'll just get on the treadmill. It's fine. Don't overthink it. Don't think that, okay, just because this one little thing didn't align, that the rest of the week's gone to hell. And we just don't have to worry about it. And don't think that because, I ate 3 ounces of chicken instead of 2, no, stop. Stop. Calories and all those numbers are a rough estimate. So what? You took 2 extra bites of something. Don't overthink it. Again, put your plan out. Something for you to visualize. And refer to that daily so that you don't have to overthink things and all the time have these numbers going about in your brain, which drives me nuts. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, just have your plan. Also, if the scale is something that you obsess over, don't weigh yourself every day. Don't weigh yourself once a week. Some people can't even weigh their stuff at all. So you need to assess what that thing does to you. And if you need to remove it, remove it. And refer back to those measurements, how your clothes are feeling and looking, how you feel overall, like your energy level and all the things. Go by that. Number 10 is to remember that you're human, okay? You're prone to mistakes. We all make them. I don't care who it is. Trying and striving to be all in all the time is going to backfire on the majority of people. Just remember to celebrate every little thing that gets you closer to your goal, no matter how small it might seem. Be proud of that. Don't beat yourself up over the mistakes that you are going to make. We're all going to make the mistakes. Everything that takes you one step closer to your end goal, whatever that end goal might be, is progress. So focus on that. Focus on your progress. Don't focus and beat yourself up over the mistakes that we're all going to make, that we're all guilty of. So I hope you got something out of this video today. I hope that something that I may have said helps you in some kind of way. And if so, give this video a thumbs up. And if not, and you think that I'm full of shit, then just keep it moving. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings any, okay? Or I don't like everybody either, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, if you like this kind of thing, give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It helps my channel out. Also, if you go ahead and subscribe. And if anything that I said today kind of resonated with you or hit home or something that you're struggling with or that you used to struggle with and you found some way to help with that, let me know in the comments too, because other people could come across that and it helped them out too. Maybe you shed some light on not just me, but you in turn help somebody else out. Hope everybody's doing well, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a weigh-in and what I ate this week on my 20-ish something, 25th week of Mount Youre. See you guys.